All right, so the next person we're going to introduce is Colt, and I already showed you their three beautiful kids that I absolutely love. And Colt, I'm just going to ask you first, how do you know Jackie and Curtis, and what do you think about their church?
How I know them, well, this is actually the first meet and greet physically, and how I became to know them was through Kurt and Tiffany. It all started when me and my wife got married. We really couldn't find a church in our area that was, I guess, spirit filled. That wasn't, I guess, quite frankly, is put as it was all the churches around here were just worldly, and I was a little skeptical at first, doing the home church. I was open to it, but I was skeptical, and but I wanted to give it a shot because you couldn't find Christ in anything else, and so I took a leap of faith, and I set my pride aside, and I said, "Sure, I'll watch Curtis." And so a couple of Sundays we decided, well, let's just do church at the Richter's house, and so we watched a couple of sermons, and during that time I can't remember what I was working for a company that custom built service and fleet trucks nationwide, and the location here in Fort Worth was getting low on work, so they, instead of letting people go, they just shipped people out to other locations. I volunteered to be shipped out instead of cutting a paycheck, and still holding on, that God would show himself church wise. I still watched some of Curtis's, and it wasn't until during traveling through the states, I was in, I can't even remember where I was. I was in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I actually experienced being baptized in the Holy Spirit for the first time, and I grew up Southern Baptist, which means I didn't know any better, and I experienced it for the first time, and my life's been different ever since.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you want to tell a little bit about your family and just what you've been going through and what God's been doing?
Yeah. So I recently severed contacts with my family of flesh and blood. Mother, father, brother, sister, brother-in-law, the whole nine yards. Man, we could talk about all night about this. My father's a pastor. He's a Southern Baptist pastor, and I don't mean to badmouth about Southern Baptist. God moves everywhere. Long story short, I really don't know where to go with this one. It's complex.
It's a long story.
It's a long story, but needless to say, I wanted to move closer to God. God gave my family a chance to get close to Him, and they pretty much denied it. So instead of severing the marriage between me and my wife, I cut ties with them, and now here I am. God's moved in so many different ways, blessed my life. I'm free from that repression. So
That's awesome. And you just want to wave to Cascade Chapel? Just say hi.
Hi.
Okay, and next we can have Elena. Thanks, Colt. Elena, you want to come over now?
Come on, honey. You're the better half of me.
You got it, Elena. So next we have Elena, which is Colt's wife. Okay, Elena, so this is Cascade Chapel. Just wave and say hi. Can you tell me just a little bit of what God's doing in your life and some things you want to share with the church?
We just moved to a new town, and it's been a fresh start for us, and it's been awesome, and something we've been praying for a long time, and God's always doing awesome things in our lives. He's just been really clear with us each step of the way, and and yeah, just teaching us to trust him and lean on him and listen to him, and just always learning.
Okay, that's awesome. Sorry, I have the giggles. Okay, and just like tell how you know Pastor Curtis and Jackie and what you think about their church.
Well, I had seen them periodically growing up because I've been friends with Tiffany since we were 4 or 5 years old, and never really known them, but I've seen them around, and so we joined home church, and they've been our pastor, and it's been awesome. I think it's been more of a relationship with a pastor than I've probably ever had, so it's been great to know you can call somebody and hear from God.
Yeah, that's awesome. And has any... Sorry, there's just lots of giggles right now. Just like, you can just talk about maybe something that God's been doing in your life lately.
I don't know. Just taking care of my babies and
That's awesome.
trying to find time to spend with God.
Right. I know it's hard being a mom. Just seeing my mom do it, with all my 9 siblings and stuff, and it's just, yeah, being a mom is a lot. So I get it. Yeah. For sure. Well, you can just wave to Cascade Chapel and say hi. And that's Elena and Colt.